Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 places you should visit in Pakistan. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. It's hard to imagine a more magnificent landscape than the rugged peaks, hidden villages and wind-swept plains of Pakistan. Here are 10 of the most beautiful places in Pakistan, from wild mountain passes and unreal lakes to ornate mosques and ancient fortresses. Western media might try to tell you otherwise, but trust me, Pakistan is an absolutely stunning country. Think famous mountain peaks, emerald green and turquoise blue valleys, deserts filled with remnants of ancient civilization, and that's not even the half of it. One thing's for sure, Pakistan sure isn't lacking in beautiful places to visit. Without further ado, here are the 10 most beautiful places in Pakistan, a country that quickly and will fiercely stole your heart. Number 10. Swat Valley. Though it has had a rough past, the present and future of Swat Valley are shining very bright. This stunning valley in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan is something straight out of a fairy tale. Think bright green fields and forests, picturesque villages, and rivers boasting shades of blue so clear and bright you wouldn't have thought them real. The true beauty of Swat can be found around the town of Kalam, which serves as a base to explore the beauty of the valley. Here are 3 places you can't miss in Swat Valley. Boyan Village. Boyan, also known as Green Top, is a short drive or manageable uphill walk from Kalam town. When you finally reach the pinnacle, you'll be rewarded with a panorama of one of the most vast and beautiful villages. Kandol and Spindhor Lakes. These alpine lakes lie 2 hours away from Kalam. These days, Kandol Lake is accessible via jeep track and is a bit more commercialized, whereas Spindhor can only be reached on a 2-hour trek. Whichever you choose to visit, both are absolutely counted among the most beautiful places in Pakistan. Ushu Forest. This well-preserved forest is full of deodar trees and is a fabulous place to get lost. The road that leads into the forest continues on to several villages set along the Kalam River. Number 9. Hunza Valley. If you live in Pakistan, or have read anything about the country, it's almost certain you've come across the name Hunza. Don't let the word valley confuse you, though. Hunza is actually a massive district made up of numerous valleys and villages. One part of the ancient Silk Road, here are some of the most beautiful sights in Hunza. Parsu Cones. The Parsu Cathedral is a natural work of art and one of the most recognizable scenes in Pakistan. Though staying overnight in Parsu village is no longer allowed, the cones are visible from a ways away, starting from the village of Gulmit. The most iconic view of the cathedral is from the Karakoram Highway, about an hour's drive from Gilgit city. Atabad Lake. A lake that doesn't look real, even when you're standing right in front of it. Atabad was born out of tragedy when a massive landslide occurred in 2010. The flow of the Hunza River was blocked, and the now famous lake was created in its wake. Its bright blue turquoise waters make it one of the most beautiful places in Pakistan. Eagle's Nest. Want to see one of the most epic sunsets in the Hunza Valley? Head to Eagle's Nest around golden hour. The name comes from an upscale hotel restaurant nearby, but you can drive up to the viewpoint without going there. Number 8. Yarkhun Valley. Though it's relatively unheard of and forgotten compared to Pakistan's most famous tourist spots, I think Yarkhun Valley was the most beautiful place I visited in the country. Located in the upper Chitral district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Yarkhun dazzles with its mountain ranges and untouched villages. Reaching the valley, which stretches for many kilometers past the administrative town of Mastage, requires a bit of effort if you don't have your own vehicle. If you do have one though, the ride isn't too bad, just prepare for mostly dirt roads. The side valley of Gazan is most definitely worth a detour if you make it all the way to Yarkhun. Here, you can see the mountains of the Toy Pass, a high-altitude pass that connects Upper Chitral with Yarkhun Valley and Gilgit-Baltistan. Number 7. Phander Lake. Phander Lake, located in Phander village, is almost too good to be true. The teal-colored lake sits silently amongst light green trees befitting a landscape painting. Despite being insanely beautiful, Phander Lake doesn't see anywhere as close to the number of tourists as the more popular Atabad Lake does. Mountains in Pakistan fringed by autumn trees. Phander Valley. During the 4 days I spent in Phander relaxing lakeside, I didn't encounter any other tourists. If you do visit, I highly recommend you stay at the Lake Inn, which is a short walk away and charges 1,000 rupees per night. There is also the expensive 5,000 rupees PTDC that overlooks the lake, but the hospitality and value at Lake Inn reign superior. It's hard to imagine a more magnificent landscape than the rugged peaks, hidden villages and wind-swept plains of Pakistan. Number 6. Broghil Valley. Located way up north very close to Afghanistan's Wakhan corridor, Broghil Valley was formerly only accessible via trek or horseback. These days, the once hidden locale can be reached by a treacherous jeep track, yet it still only receives a handful of visitors during the few months it's not frozen under heaps of snow. Currently, whether or not foreigners are allowed to visit Broghil is iffy. If you're insistent, make sure you check with the Deputy Commissioner's office in Chitral before making the trek up there. But Pakistanis, please go see this beauty. The valley is home to numerous high-altitude lakes, yaks, and sprawling green pastures, all set against a dramatic mountainous backdrop that soars above 13,000 feet. Moreover, a day's trek from Lashkargaz, the last village in Broghil, will lead you to Karambar Lake, one of the highest in the world. Number 5. Lahore. Lahore may be a metro, but its treasure trove of historical places surely makes it one of the most beautiful places to visit in Pakistan. Lahore was the city of Mughals, and so much of their creations remain. If you're wondering what are the best places to visit in Lahore, hold tight because there's a whole lot of them. The most famous of the city's monuments include the Badshahi Mosque, the Wazir Khan Mosque, and of course the Lahore Fort. Add to that dozens upon dozens of beautifully preserved tombs, lively shrines, and havelis upon havelis, and you have yourself the cultural capital of Pakistan. Number 4. Hingol National Park. Hingol National Park is technically in Pakistan, but it looks more like a Martian planet. The park is over 6,000 square kilometers and contains incredibly unique rock formations, vast canyons, numerous animal species, and even a mud volcano. What's more, part of the national park hugs the coast, adding the ocean to all its other assets. Though out of this world in its looks, Hingol is only 3.5 hours from Karachi, Pakistan's most populous city. Pakistanis shouldn't have any problem entering the park, but foreigners have had mixed experiences. Some who were accompanied by locals have been able to spend a night weekend in the park, while others were only given day permission. There is no public transport to the park, so having access to your transportation is a must. Number 3. Kalash Valleys. The Kalash Valleys, comprised of Bamborat, Rumbor, and Bira, are home to the Kalash people, a religious and ethnic minority in Pakistan with their own beliefs, culture, and language. The valleys they live in are certainly some of the most beautiful places in Pakistan, not just for their natural splendor, but also for the beauty of the Kalash themselves. The valley of Rumbor is particularly stunning. Here, kilometers of dusty road and mountains rumble alongside the Kalash River. The Kalash people live in wooden homes that cling to the high hills, and the women are particularly famous for their brightly colored traditional dress, and headwear that differs from anything else one can find in Pakistan. Being only 2.5 hours from Chitral city, it's very easy to make it out to one of the valleys these days. If you do decide to head to Rumbor, take a day to trek into the valley. The last settlement of Rumbor, Sheikande, is a former Nuristani village whose inhabitants migrated across the border to Pakistan a few hundred years ago. Number 2. Deosai Plains National Park. Deosai is often referred to as the roof of the world, and it kinda is. At 4,117 meters, 13,497 feet, the massive plateau is the second highest on the planet, and is only really accessible during summer. Sprawling emerald green meadows, snow-capped peaks, and glistening blue lakes greet visitors who make the journey to this beautiful spot. The Himalayan brown bear calls Deosai its home, and has been spotted by many a visitor. Watch out for them if you're camping. The park charges an entrance fee of 1,000 rupees for foreigners and 40 rupees for Pakistanis. Number 1. Shah Jahan Mosque. Thought all the Mughal relics were in Punjab? Think again. The Shah Jahan Mosque, also known as the Jamia Masjid, is located in Thatta, a town in Pakistan's Sindh province. It's widely known for having the most elaborate display of tile work in all of South Asia. Blue and sandstone colors adorn the interior of the mosque and are sure to wow all who visit. The mosque was commissioned by Shah Jahan when he sought refuge in Thatta back in 1647 and somehow remains in amazing shape today. Though Sindh might seem to be a far cry from the mountains, the immaculate artistry present here makes it one of the most beautiful tourist places in Pakistan. What do you think of our list? Which of the place in Pakistan shocked you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.